In today's video, I'm going to share with you 4 simple steps for dealing with a serial interrupter in any conversation, in business or in life, without being rude and without breaking rapport. So if you're feeling this, then stay with me, man. And hey, let's get into it. Now, here's my perspective, okay? Whether it's cultural differences, fear, excitement, passion, nerves, or even gender. For example, in a study conducted over a decade ago by Georgetown University, they found that men interrupted women 33% more in a conversation than they do other men. Crazy, right? Now, regardless of all these different reasons, such as gender, cultural differences, and all the entire list I just mentioned is rooted in the desire for one thing: to feel seen, heard, and understood. Because on some level, in another area of their life, or maybe all areas of their life, they don't feel seen, heard, and understood. Now, you can show compassion for that, no doubt, but if you're on the receiving end of a serial interrupter in a high-stakes conversation, in the workplace, what do you do? And how do you say what you want to say without causing an argument, without being confrontational? Well, hey, this is where the 4 steps come in for dealing with a serial interrupter. So let's get into it. Now, step one is counterintuitive, but stay with me. Step 1 is to interrupt the interrupter. For example, Jeremy, could we hit pause on the conversation for just a minute? Simple, clean, and succinct. Now, as you probably saw, I increased my volume when I said the word Jeremy. That was simply to grab their attention, but almost instantly, I reduced my rate of speech and my volume and smile because I don't want to sound confrontational. Think about the opposite. Jeremy, could we hit pause on the conversation for just a moment? Can we do that? You see what I mean? That sounds so aggressive, man. The volume is consistently high throughout, as well as my tone is angry. You know what I'm saying? So we want to exude warmth. We don't want somebody's barriers to go up. We want to grab their attention and also reduce the friction, which leads us to step number 2 of reduce the friction. And you can do that by saying, firstly, I love how passionate you are about this topic. Call out something positive in that moment. This requires you to see the good in another human being because nobody is 100% bad. So, what is the good in that moment? Are they showcasing passion? Are they showcasing excitement? Or are they just really knowledgeable about this topic? Call it out. Lead with a positive observation to instantly reduce friction and reduce the barriers of confrontation in that moment. Step 3 is to acknowledge the interruption. For example, however, my concern is that if the flow of this conversation is consistently interrupted, then I won't be able to answer your question and actually share my thoughts in its entirety. Once again, clean, succinct, and simple. We're being direct without being an asshole. We're being direct without being an arsehole. Now, once again, it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Step 4, seek collaboration. Step 4 is seek collaboration. For example, would you be opposed to giving me 60 seconds to simply share my thought process? And by the way, at the end, I would love to hear your perspective, to see if there's anything I've missed or misunderstood. Does that sound fair enough? Just like that, you've built rapport with the human being opposite you because you said to them, hey, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything there is to know about this topic. However, you've asked me a question. I would love 60 seconds on the stage, on the mic, in the call, whatever it might be, to simply share my thought process. And afterwards, I want you to correct me if there's anything I've missed or misunderstood because I'm an imperfect human being just like you. When you show vulnerability like that, you're going to receive compliance in a way that you've probably never experienced before. because that human being will also then want to listen to what you're saying because you're saying, hey, I need you to add to the conversation. They need to listen to what you said to be able to add to it. Because if you said, hey, by the way, silence, human being, silence, I am talking. If you say that, they're like, okay, I'm going to be silent. But in their mind, they are hating on you. They're not listening to a word that's coming out of your mouth. You feel me? So we want to invite somebody to listen because there is a two-way conversation that's about to unfold. Are you with me? 4 simple steps is easy, right? The execution can be tricky at the start. So you need to practice. Try and script this out and ensure that you see this as a framework, not a formula. There is one thing I will say that I need you to be mindful of, is the best way to put it. Use this contextually. For example, calling somebody out in a group setting may humiliate them, may make them feel embarrassed, and actually may make them defensive. So think about the context. Who's in the room? Are we in a group setting? Would this person respond to me better by acknowledging this moment, writing down the specific instance when it happened, and actually having a one-on-one conversation with them so they don't feel attacked? Because you don't want them to feel attacked. You are looking for behavioral change, right? And that does not happen when somebody feels attacked, does it? So hey, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And by the way, if you love content like this, but you learn best in written form, then you will love my newsletter, Influential. Hit the link in the comments, subscribe to the movement, man, and I will see you on the other side for content just like this in written form. Peace.